It'll still take you several days to get to this sanctuary. What if other people are captured in the meantime? I mean, are these people going to stop?
I also worry that the influx of recent prisoners draw position
Take the town.
have now against them.
So if they're acting their own
Town is still. So regardless, are we gonna find more than half the town, or the sources out of the way? We find a way to turn it back.
and also, and actually I pulled Wrath aside, like closer to this, so that nobody else can hear them. Like, you can't ask these people. You say we have numbers, but you can't ask these people to draw blades against their own family members.
No, it's not the other townsfolk, it's the Flamekeepers. They seem to be spearheading the capture of prisoners. They seem to be running this from the townsfolk side. They might be our best ticket to the sanctuary.
I'm wondering, the townsfolk not. We just saved. Find a way out of town and not go back. I know it's a lot to ask, but that could help not draw suspicion to what the Flamekeepers might consider us revolted.
Do we send them
Then
to
says-
Tearhaven?
But a village a few miles north. We might be able to stay there. Everyone seemed fine there.
I would say if you make your way back there, then at least it doesn't draw their thoughts to this going wrong. Right now, we have the advantage of them not knowing
Yes.
that we got out.
And so we can continue our journey towards the sanctuary.
I like that plan. Sounds like berries to me.
We can send a message when we're finished. This town will clean up so y'all folks can come back to your homes and your families.
Well, last, we will set out. We'll see when we set out towards this sanctuary. So for now, down to play.
We're all getting a list, right?
I have three health.
I have 7.
I need this.
As before, just a quick announcement that to remind you that Shadows of Drakenheim will not air next week, March 3rd, 2020. We'll be skipping over that, but Kelly will be running Monster of the Week with our good friend Mitch joining in as a player. So we will be returning the week after with our story here, Shadows of Drakenheim. A big thank you, as usual, to Jill, Kelly, and Joe for playing. Another awesome game session tonight.
And a huge thank you to Kyle for all of his amazing work behind the scenes, keeping that chat alive, keeping the show running. And a very special thank you to our wonderful Dungeon Master, Monty Martin.
And as always, a big shout out to Tabletop Audio. They provided our soundtrack for our fantastic intro music. You hear it all throughout the game. You can use it in your own game at tabletopaudio.com. It's all free.
Don't forget to take a look at the links below for our Teespring store. We got all your favorite some of our new shirts, like Way Bigger Than Dusk Wardens and Clunk Clunk. bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes.
Of course, if you are enjoying it and you want to help support our work, please check out you can find the links in the description below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes.
Have a phenomenal Discord community that is exclusive for our patrons. So if you are on our Patreon, join us on Discord and chat with us about all things Drakenheim, all things D&D, and we just love to chat about all the nerdy things we're up to. And yeah, it's a great place to hang out and hang out with us. So join us.
Of course, please don't forget that Kelly and I post new videos every Thursday on our YouTube channel where we cover everything Dungeons & Dragons, including advice for Dungeon Masters and guides for players. So check that out at youtube.com/DungeonDudes.
And be sure to join us live next Tuesday when we record the campaign live on Twitch. Check us out from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. You can also watch the video episodes of the show on YouTube.
Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time in the shadows of Drakenheim. Good evening, and welcome back to the shadows of Drakenheim. With a 1-week hiatus for the Monster of the Week conclusion, we are back to our weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live stream campaign. My name is Monty Martin, running the campaign as Dungeon Master.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin, playing Wilhelm Wolfsbane, the human swashbuckler. And we're joined today by our good friends
Jill Benitis playing Rudy Whitaker, the Shifter Eldritch Knight.
Playing Wrath, the Ass of the Grable.
Every time you three say and introduce your characters, I still hear your characters from the first campaign.
So do we. That's why we have.
That's why I have to write it down and read
About
word for word. Yeah.
In any case, thank you for joining us once again. If you are just tuning in for the very first time, please check us out on YouTube, where Kelly and I post new videos every week covering everything Dungeons & Dragons, including advice for players and guides for Dungeon Masters. You can check that all out at youtube.com/dungeondudes.
You can also join us on Tuesday nights when we record the campaign live on Twitch. You can check us out from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. You can also watch all of the previous episodes on our YouTube channel as well.
And you can find them on podcast platforms on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play as well. And we have all of Season 1 now on podcast formats, and we are caught up. The new episodes, when they launch on YouTube on Fridays, launch concurrently on those podcast formats, so you can follow it in whichever medium you want.
Of course, don't forget to look at the links below for our Teespring stores, where you can find all of your favorite Dungeon Dudes t-shirts, including some new ones like the Dusk Wardens and Way Bigger Than Ducks, and of course all your favorites from Season 1 as well. So take a look, bit.ly/DungeonDudesMerch.
With that, let us return to the shadows.
Drakenheim is no more. For 15 years, we foolishly believed the madness and mayhem of that crumbling city was confined to the ruins. We were wrong. Insidious horrors have crept out of the shadow of Drakenheim into a world unprepared for such nightmares. Tales of strange magic, swirling haze, and unspeakable terrors echo through the villages and towns surrounding that accursed place. Now, the Dusk Wardens, a new band of heroes, are tasked with driving out the seeping
Welcome back to the shadows of Drakenheim. Far in the ruins of that cursed city, long leagues away to the east. We are still in the lands of Westermar, the wetlands, the shadow of the mountains bordering between Valyria and Westermar. Here, our heroes have come to the small village of Shaft, town that is in the grip of some sinister force. Who or what that force may be, none can say yet. But with the help of the Mage of the Amethyst Academy, Linus, as well as 2 elven allies, our heroes have found some force is taking control, possessing, somehow bending the villagers to its will as they continue to kidnap more of the townsfolk, leading them into the depths of the swamp for some nefarious purpose. Even, it turns out, the Flame Keepers, the bastions and keepers of the small town of Shaftward, have fallen under this sinister sway. And our heroes, in infiltrating the chapel of the Sacred Fire, found them as well under the influence of this force, masquerading as prisoners and members of this band of possessed villagers. Track now, one still captive, a former member of the, and many and lizard slain. Our heroes have returned the arcane components that Linus needs to cast spells, met with the elves deep on the edges of the swamp. There, they will plan their next move, and dig deeper into the swamp, into this strange hut where a being that they've only been known as him dwells further deeper beyond the chartered maps that they've found in the village, into some swamp sanctuary where who knows who's there. What will you do?
Wilhelm's sitting by the edge of the road, taking his boots off and
There is
pouring
no
water. Well,
There's
edge,
no it's a
edge of the
in the
swampy
water.
path.
Yeah.
I'm pouring water out of my boots. That's all I got to contribute. No, nobody else.
We're
This-
watching you That's an F-16.
The swampy wetlands stretch onward for miles and miles. Here and there, eventually they connect. These wetlands collect the watershed of the mountains along the border, and eventually form up into great rivers that deposit into the Grand River itself. So throughout the wetlands in the inner parts, there are many streams and rivers that all form an intricate web of interconnected rivers. In between, fields of marsh, tall, reedy grasses, and mud are broken up only by fields of rocks.
Sounded
and
like it
occasional
took off from the airfield.
grouping of swampy trees.
Probably circling around Oslo,
hanging
coming back.
long strand. Once in a while, you can see that there are ponds that were remnants of a castle that fell over and sunk into the swamp.
Too bad it's so
upon which
cloudy.
Another castle was built
Hard
and that
to
also
see.
fell into the swamp. And even the third castle fell over and sunk into the swamp.
Well, if it comes back, I'm gonna try getting him on camera. Oh, I don't hear anything. I guess it's another jet they're preparing to send down to Ukraine. Defend against the orcs.
very little is built out here. There are few trappings of civilization beyond the way that the have led.
After 2 castles, they would have learned the lesson not to build in this land.
Could have taken centuries for the swamp to take back its rightful place. Or it could be this nefarious, maybe it's time, maybe we're fighting time.
What?
What?
Laugh at you?
Having a moment.
He's communing with...
Yes, Bruce, we must kill time. Bruce reminds us, all mortals lose their battle against time. Only through Bruce can he be saved. Yes, Bruce, this is why you were only one way.
He's talking to his cat again. What's our plan, exactly?
Well, I mean, we knew that those other lizard folk things were headed here to that cabin in the woods, and we were going to meet them. Well, the captain was going to meet them.
I sent them off ahead to scout. They will realize the issue and report back to find their comrades killed or slain.
I think at this point we've saved the prisoners. We have killed a few of these lizard creatures, and we have Donovan here tied up. I think at this point the ruse is up. I don't think we need to be the constable or pose as any other person anymore. I say we go marching up to that cabin and take the rest of them out. These lizard folk, they're abominations, and they tried to kill us. They're guiding these villagers to wherever. Also,
We might also have inner workings of the system. Maybe I can once more, if needed, sway his mind to tell us that are upon this path, whatever this creature or possession is.
Have you ever mind controlled me?
No.
No,
Very well.
Of course not. I would never let him do that to you.
Wait. Now I'm second guessing everything that's happened. Anyway. Anybody else have anything to contribute to this plan, or am I just...
That is a solid plan.
I think as long as we can kill all them lizard folk before they realize what we're up to and go alert anyone else. So I think it's not my strong suit, but a stealth mission may be the best one here.
It is quite a few days ride, or walk, or however we travel. And it might be worth noting that after that cabin, we do not know the way.
This is why Donovan will still be useful. We'll need to use him to find the way.
We could also upgrade our captive in the house if it is filled with those who are not yet succumbed to the madness.
Yes.
Which house?
The cabin in the woods.
There also could be other prisoners we could end up freeing.
Free any prisoners. Keep anybody who might be able to help lead the way, as long as we don't end up with too many captives. I don't think we can watch more than maybe 1 or 2. And slay any lizard folk.
Now question. If we come across any more of the villagers that might be out there, how are we going to tell if they've been mind changed or not?
We first can consult the list.
But if we're going out into the swamp, what if the list is out of date and there are newcomers being sent back from the swamp? It seems like we got the most recent group, and the group before that, it seems, was already back. So,
Make a good assumption there.
unless there are stragglers that aren't... the list seems like a good starting point.
Do you also have some of that poison?
Yes.
It would be worth noting, even after our handling of
the captain and, or pardon me, constable, and his lackeys and that of the militia, if we can subdue any others that may have succumbed to this mind control, there is still opportunity to turn them back. And it could be a great asset to not only the community, but to our good names.
And that is why if we come across any villagers, we subdue them, tie them up, and perhaps even leave them in that cabin.
Yes.
Until we figure out what the answer is to this mystery
I
that we're
agree.
trying to solve.
Up until the point where if we are in a corner and it is our only choice, then we must take our own lives before theirs.
Rule number 35, you always have a choice.
All right.
And I am prepared to make that choice.
Linus speaks up.
Well, now, I've heard back from the Academy. I sent them a message with my magic. Oh, it feels good to cast a spell again, I tell you that. They say there ain't no doubt that some nefariousness, maybe some monster or creature is up to no good round here. That you should be aware of what it might be, and whatever it might be, if it be a mage or a mortal, that you capture it and bring it to justice for the Academy. But if it be a beastie, that we bring its body back, so that it may be studied by the Academy.
So if it's a spellcaster, you want us to bring it back alive. If it's a creature, kill it.
If it is a creature, and if it can be captured, then, well, maybe it's worth it. But take no risk to your lives.
Do we still have that wagon that we brought back with the people?
Yeah.
It's going to be a long journey through the swamp, and if we have to end up capturing whatever this thing is and bringing it back, we might want a wagon. It's going to be hard to bring it there, but could be useful.
But don't these folks need to travel a little bit further than town? We might need it to go with them, to take all the youngins.
True.
There's something else. You said that you'd use some magic to examine that one, didn't you?
Yes, Lance.
Well, if some magic's gone and addled his brain in a permanent way, we must be careful. For whatever creature or spellcaster's done this to him, you might be able to stop him, kill him. But if the brain's been modified, it just means that another who knows the ways could simply just come back in and take their place.
Linus, you've opened up a whole new possibility.
Meaning that if these folks are under the sway of some being, you could kill that being, but another being could just come right along, unless we find some way to reverse whatever's been done to these people.
Much more than just killing this one thing. Gotta figure out what magic is really behind it.
Oh, it's a good thing we have a spellcaster amongst us. Wrath, are you up to the challenge of discerning?
Killing a bunch of villagers?
No.
No, Wrath. Oh, dial back. Oh, we're rewind.
Thus, whatever you do, we must find however this creature or being has been taken in and getting in their heads. It might be the only way we can reverse whatever's damaged.
Well, for watching, I'm gonna stop the stream soon. So catch you later.